We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with a bit of an update regarding the status of Andrade, who, as many of you are likely aware by now, was shockingly granted his release from WWE a couple of days ago, something that came as quite the shock to many wrestling fans, considering Andrade had a lot of untapped potential in WWE and seemed like he was just getting started on the main roster. However, we have since learned that Andrade was very unhappy with the way he had been treated by WWE over the past several months, and felt complacent to the point where he simply did not want to be there anymore, even though his fiancée Charlotte Flair works for the company on the same brand, Monday Night Raw. We have been informed that Vince does not feel Andrade leaving WWE is any sort of a big loss for the company, and that in all actuality, Vince never really saw much potential in Andrade to begin with, and feels that he is just too generic to be pushed in any sort of a prominent main event caliber role, clearly the kind of role that Andrade felt he deserved, and when he was not going to be pushed accordingly, Andrade asked for his release and it has now been granted. Unlike most WWE releases, surprisingly, Andrade does not have a standard 90-day non-compete clause, which basically means that Andrade can sign with any promotion and join the company whenever he wants, whether that be AEW, All Elite Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, or somewhere else. It's definitely a shame that WWE could not see more potential in the former United States champion, but with Andrade able to sign with another company as soon as he wants, perhaps Andrade will find more success in a company like AEW, where they will likely utilize Andrade's talents better than WWE did. Let us know your thoughts and opinions of Andrade being granted his release from WWE with little to no struggle on WWE's part. And do you feel that Vince made a big mistake in letting a talent like Andrade go, or do you agree with McMahon and the general consensus behind the scenes in WWE that Andrade was nothing more than a generic mid-card level superstar with little upside or potential? As most of you are likely aware, Dave Bautista was set to be inducted into the WWE's Hall of Fame last year in 2020, but due to the worldwide situation, last year's Hall of Fame ceremony was cancelled, and the Hall of Fame inductees from 2020 were going to be given their special day this year just before the Showcase of the Immortals WrestleMania 37, with Bautista being one of those superstars set to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. However, shockingly, Bautista's name was removed from the WWE Hall of Fame induction page on WWE.com, and this not surprisingly led to a lot of speculation from fans as to whether or not Bautista was not going to be a part of the 2021 Hall of Fame class, and apparently that's exactly what's happened. One of our sources has mentioned that Vince McMahon and WWE made the decision recently to exclude Bautista from getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, with the rumored reasoning being that Vince wants Bautista to go into the Hall of Fame when a full crowd can be in attendance for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, basically meaning that McMahon feels Bautista deserves a big crowd for a special day. So in short, Bautista's Hall of Fame induction is only being postponed until fans can attend the ceremony, likely next year in 2022. For much of the past several months, fans have been wondering and questioning when the former NXT and NXT UK Women's Champion Rhea Ripley would be officially joining the WWE's main roster, and last night on Monday Night Raw, Rhea Ripley finally arrived on Monday Night Raw, with Rhea debuting on the Raw brand and immediately setting her sights on the current Raw Women's Champion Asuka, with Rhea Ripley challenging Asuka to a Raw Women's Championship match on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania 37. Now that Charlotte Flair is unfortunately going to be missing WrestleMania due to health issues, Asuka ended up accepting the debuting Rhea Ripley's challenge for WrestleMania, and WWE have confirmed that the Raw Women's title match at the Showcase of the Immortals will be Asuka defending her championship against newcomer Rhea Ripley. A breaking new behind-the-scenes rumor has leaked that Vince McMahon has already planned for Asuka to lose her Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania 37, and while it was originally planned for Charlotte Flair to be the superstar to put an end to Asuka's title reign, this new rumor states that Rhea Ripley will be winning the Raw Women's title from Asuka at WrestleMania, which in all honesty is going to be a fantastic start to Rhea Ripley's main roster run, if these rumors are true that Rhea will in fact be winning the title at Mania. Let us know your thoughts on the rumors going around that Rhea Ripley is going to be winning the Raw Women's Championship from Asuka at WrestleMania 37, or do you believe that it would be a bit too soon for Rhea Ripley to win the championship? We now have a breaking bit of news regarding former WWE World Champion RVD Rob Van Dam. It was revealed earlier today that WWE plans to induct RVD into the WWE's Hall of Fame this year as part of the 2021 class. And this comes just months after it was revealed that Rob Van Dam is a free agent after departing Impact Wrestling. It's clear that RVD's relationship with WWE has improved in recent times, and let us know your thoughts and opinions on the rumors going around that RVD will be included in the WWE's Hall of Fame 2021 class. Perhaps RVD is Bautistas' replacement this year for the WWE Hall of Fame. Heading into this past weekend's Fastlane 2021 pay-per-view event, there's no doubt that most wrestling fans were sure that the big dog Roman Reigns was going to be retaining his Universal Championship against Daniel Bryan, with Reigns then moving on to building up his big Universal title match against Edge at WrestleMania 37. But when the match between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns at Fastlane was over and done with, it seemed like WWE had other plans for WrestleMania that we had briefly touched upon in past videos, with these plans being in regards to WWE making the Universal title match at WrestleMania 37 a triple threat match between the defending champion Roman Reigns against challengers Daniel Bryan and Edge. Apparently, Roman Reigns is not very happy that his title match against Edge is now going to be turned into a triple threat involving Daniel Bryan, especially considering a new backstage rumor has revealed some rather sad news for the big Roman Reigns supporters. According to this new backstage report, Vince McMahon plans for Roman Reigns to lose his Universal Championship at WrestleMania 37 to Edge, but not directly, with it being stated that Edge will be pinning Daniel Bryan to win the Universal Championship, with WWE obviously wanting to protect Roman Reigns as much as possible from losing any momentum, as it will be Daniel Bryan who takes the pinfall loss to garner Edge the huge Universal title win. We now have our main story featured in this video, and it is regarding the breaking new rumors and speculation about the intriguing storyline on Monday Night Raw involving the new monstrous Fiend that returned at Fastlane 2021 and then appeared on the following night's edition of Raw to attack Randy Orton, with WWE announcing that this new terrifying Fiend will take on the Viper at WrestleMania 37 in a huge match. However, like we had discussed in our previous videos, there are lots of rumors going around that this new Fiend is shockingly not even Bray Wyatt, and is instead Bo Dallas, which explains why this new Fiend appears to be much slimmer than the Fiend portrayed by Bray Wyatt, and also a bit shorter as well, with a new backstage rumor revealing that Bray Wyatt is likely playing mind games with Randy Orton, and trying to make it seem like he was affected by the events that transpired at TLC 2020, with this new Fiend having a scary burnt appearance. But apparently the storyline here is that the Fiend Bray Wyatt is never affected by anything that happens to it, and that Wyatt is simply getting in Randy's head with this new Fiend portrayed by Bo Dallas, with the original Fiend Bray Wyatt reportedly set to return on the day of WrestleMania 37 to give Randy Orton a surprise he will never forget, with the Fiend Bray Wyatt and the Fiend Bo Dallas destroying Randy Orton and the two terrifying brothers officially beginning their alliance together.